Welcome back to another show on the FishFin YouTube channel. Today we're interviewing Eric from he's got his own product line actually, and we thought he's actually on our app, and he's been a user for I think almost a year now, so a little just
About a year.
a year since the app came out, and you met the owners down at one of the events. I'm gonna let him tell you all about that. But Eric, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. We appreciate you taking the time out. I know you just got home not too long ago. Yeah, share a little bit about your backstory and how you got to the industry. I know you're actually working another job right now while trying to build this up full time, and we'll love to support you any way that we can. So yeah, share a little bit about your story and your journey.
Yeah, so 2019, I was getting ready to retire from the Army after 27 years. And well, what can I do? At the time, the girl I was dating, we went to Corpus Christi, North Padre area. And so I haven't fished in a while, and I didn't have any clothing. So I went to the store, bought it. Man, this stuff gets expensive. So I was down there fishing, and the way my mind thinks, I was like, okay, what does it take to do something? And I'll research it. And I won't do it, but I'll look into it. Okay, is this possible to do? That's just the way I think. And I was down there fishing. I got back home. I researched, I Googled it, how to create your own clothing business or fishing business. And so I started, while I was in the Army, I started making designs, and I started finding manufacturers and basically how to order shirts and have them made. So I made a couple, and I had some manufactured, some samples sent to me. Like, oh, this is easy. I can do it. So I started that. Well, then hunting came around. Same thing. I was out there hunting. You know what? I can make camo too. So that's how I started off with just fishing. Then hunting came around. Now I'm making camouflage for hunters as well. And the background here, you see my fishing clothing. The hunting stuff is in my at the shop in Fredericksburg. But yeah, that's how I started the business, and it started going. So November 2019, I started my little shop in Fredericksburg, Texas, and it's opened up every third weekend of the month. Since then, I've been there, and I'll hit the other shows. That's how I met y'all last year in Rockport, and it's become a love for me. I do it part time. Eventually, like you said, I want to get this full time.
For sure. Now you do other things as well as besides clothing, right?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry. I have make fish. I just started fishing lures about a couple of months ago. I was like, okay, let me break off into something else, something that little things that people can buy and keep on coming back, get that residual income. And so I started making lures. I make the shrimp lures, the open floor lures. I have my baits, swim baits that I open floor, and then I have some grubs. And I get it from artificial intelligence, anglingai.com. I get all my molds from there, some other large companies. And I started watching YouTube videos about it. And this is very relaxing. I started doing it little by little. And I can do this, bring some more income in, and just make my own fishing lures. Just like I made my own shirts. I make my own lures.
Very cool. You say you're open, was it every third weekend of the month?
Yeah, in Fredericksburg, Texas, there's a thing called Fredericksburg Trade Days. So I have a booth over there in Barn 6, and we're opened up every third weekend of the month. So, and I'm basically one of the only there's only very few men's clothing out there. It's all, antiques and stuff like that, handcrafted wooden stuff. And there's a lot of boutiques out there for ladies, but for the men, it's me and somebody else.
Gotcha. Well, good. That makes sense. And you could come in there and bring in the industry over into that area over there and sell your stuff.
And I do.
Yeah.
Funny is, I get a lot of people from Corpus are up there. Yeah. They drive up there, and I have my regulars that come see me. And if for some reason or another I'm not there, I'll get a phone call or an email. Hey, where are you? You're not there. Like, I'll be there tomorrow. I apologize.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. You've got that solid base. You've got that foundation going, so that people know, like, hey, where's Eric, man? He's not here this weekend. Where's my stuff? Right?
People say, I love your quality. I love the way your designs. It's so different.
Yeah.
Anything like this at the stores, you're so unique.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. And obviously, we're both veterans as well. So I identify like the camouflage patterns which is
Yes.
a really cool thing. It's one of those things that obviously stick out in our minds because we're in this, we're in the business. We recognize that stuff, but it's really cool to see that. And I see the like the flag and all that stuff on there. It's actually really awesome designs. I would definitely love to get my hands on some of those. um,
People love the American flag on it.
oh yeah, for sure, big time. Um, I guess because you're making that transition. What was like the one of the I guess was there like a milestone? Was there a hard part making the transition to figure out like, okay, I wanted to make this or I wanted to do that? Like it's because when you explained earlier, it made it seem like, oh, I had a problem and I solved it myself. But I think for a lot of people that maybe that's a little bit harder for some people to identify or recognize, I guess.
It
How did you
is.
do that?
You know, I did a lot of trial and error, and it's like
Mm.
the military. You're gonna mess up,
Yeah.
and that's expected. But you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
At least I'm not getting yelled
It's
at.
true.
I'm my
Yeah,
own.
true. Or shot at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
many rockets or something coming at you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was trial and error. I had to mess up, and as far as the quality, I went through quite a few manufacturers. I learned by looking at pictures. Even okay, this is not a real picture from the manufacturer. The quality is not going to be as great. So I would always ask for a sample of the material, or hey, send me a sample shirt. Let's do a sample, and just to get the best quality that I can. Because when you look at stuff, you want to pay for something, you want quality.
Hmm. For sure.
We've been through the military. We're like, okay, I'm not the cheapest bidder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. Yeah, government. Yeah.
Yeah, I have my stuff, and people are like, your stuff is great quality and it's priced right. My hoodies with the gaiters and the hoods, and sometimes some of them have their little finger holes and the vents on the sides. For
Mm-hmm.
45 bucks, man, you can't beat that. I love your shirts. I love your quality, and plus you're a veteran. So they
Mm-hmm.
buy multiple stuff. They keep on coming back.
That's very cool. I'll definitely that's an interesting concept. The holes and the vents and all that stuff. I haven't seen too many, especially down here. Obviously we're in Texas, but it gets
Yeah.
ridiculously hot.
Oh
um
yeah, running to right now.
yeah, well, yeah, it's warm up here. It's probably down the same as Austin as well. But so I guess lead me to my next question. And so you said you had to go through and try different vendors and different suppliers and all that stuff. Obviously, that stuff costs money because obviously you got to pay for that stuff. Where I think where a lot of people would be like, I'm going to try a few things and it's costing me money and I just can't go on anymore. Like how how did you decide that you wanted to continue on with that process? Obviously, you knew that was just something that you wanted to go with. From
It
my
was,
understanding, like how did
yeah.
you overcome that like setbacks? Because a lot of people think that of that as setbacks, and it's mental. It's a mental game.
It's to me, it was more to me. It wasn't a setback. It was more defining what I wanted and the quality that I wanted. What drove me forward to provide a product. It does cost money. It's like
Yeah.
marketing. Everything costs money. And as
Yes.
long as you stick to it and like you find, hey, what do I want to do? And this is the product I want to produce. Hey, and now I found a manufacturer that I like and it produces what I need and want. And you're gonna waste money,
Hmm.
but I would think not wasting money, investment, because you're investing
There
your
you go.
money into your business for a great product.
Yeah.
So that's how I got over it. Just okay, I know the final outcome, what I wanted, and I got it.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. That's it's definitely I've spoken to a lot of business owners who wanted to start a physical product retail store, e-com store, and they try a few different vendors and they just get discouraged and then they
You
just like
keep
they
on
throw it.
pushing.
Oh,
Yeah, don't quit. Keep on pushing. You'll get there if you're determined. You'll do it. It'll
yeah,
just naturally come. It might not be as fast as you want it. That's where people have to realize it takes time to get where you want to be.
makes sense. Definitely. Which leads me into another question that ties into entrepreneurship and startups is if you had, I guess there's probably so much advice that we could give, right? Because you've
There's
been
a
on your
lot.
journey. But if you could give just one piece of advice to an aspiring business owner or somebody who's looking to become a startup, let's say in the e-com world or retail business, what lessons would you share?
Don't get discouraged when you fail or you get a setback. Don't let it just don't get discouraged. Don't fail just because you failed at something. It opens up new doors. As far as okay, I know what I did wrong. Now I'm gonna do it this other way. Just keep on pushing, move forward. If it's baby steps, it's baby steps, but you're always moving forward.
Yeah. And that's definitely sound advice. I had a mentor tell me one time, he's like, he's like, there's no such thing as failures. They're all lessons.
Correct.
Interesting way to see it. And that kind of shifted my mindset to thinking, okay, even though you have so many lessons,
Yeah.
it's like at some point, it's like you got, like you said, keep pushing, keep going. If you believe in it, if it's your dream, if it's something that you want to do, um, take those lessons, the beating or whatever that they are, and just keep rolling. That's
It's like
that's
what
the
we did
hardest
in the
part.
military, something challenging, something we couldn't do. Well, you adapt and you overcome.
Hmm. Yep, and I believe the Marines call that semper gumby. Is that what they call it? Always flexible.
So it's flexible.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. All right, Eric, we got one last question, man. Other than the third weekend of the month, if anybody's watching this or checking out the video or looking at the replay, how can they get a hold of you for more information? How can they place an order or find out more about your products or services?
They can go to my website, and that's going to be at www merctpw.com, merctpw.com.
Okay.
Then also on Facebook, Merc Performance Wear, or Instagram, Merc Performance Wear. And I'm also recently on TikTok, which I'm going to start going live on TikTok here soon. And it's also Merc Performance Wear, while I'm making my lures. There's a lot of people, also I'm going to start doing custom lures, taking orders for those. People want a certain type of, bait or something with different colors. Well, just get a hold of me through any social media, and I'll do it for you.
Cool. And you're I think we're connected on FishFin as well. I
Yes,
see.
also, yeah,
So
FishFin as well. I have a little shop on FishFin as well, which is a great app to look
yeah,
into. It's also under Performance Wear.
yeah. Perfect. All right, Eric. Well, thank you so much. That's it. That's it for this episode. Thanks again so much for taking the time out of your busy day. I know
Of
you got a
course.
lot going on, but we
Thanks for
really
having.
appreciate it. I'm sorry.
Just thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, the audio cuts out. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. We appreciate you being on. And any of the listeners, I'm sure they're going to find some value out of this, especially that are kind of in that place or where they want to start their own store. So, again, thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. That's it for this episode. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.